technically, but is good enough. Hong Kong. I have at least one thing from each of their different banks, and one from each of their denominations. So 20 from Bank of China, Standard Chartered. God, this camera is really disappointing. What the hell? Whatever. Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited, Bank of China, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. This Hong Kong set, I haven't really tried so hard for like doing it, but this is the type of set because they've got so many different banks. They've got like 40. It's like the UK. You can make a lot of. This is really collectible. Like you could get what 3 or 4 different banks. There's old sets, new sets. There's a lot you could do with this. I've seen someone who has an incredible collection from Hong Kong, but it's not a country that means that much to me. So I'm happy with just what I have for now. Maybe someday. Here's Bank of China, and this is probably my favorite from Hong Kong. I like the back of it. I've not been showing the backs for every note, but if you really want to see a specific note in high quality, you should probably just Google it. Korea, Singapore. I'm not paying to get a 1000. This is a gold-plated replica. If there's any replicas throughout the video, I'm gonna point out specifically, so it's not like I'm trying to say I have something I don't. I don't have 1000 Singapore. I'm not gonna get 1000 Singapore, and I can't even find a good replica of a 10,000 Singapore. I don't know why they don't make these. They would sell well, surely. Like this gold-plated. They make gold-plated for loads of different ones, and surely the 10,000 will be one that people would want to get as gold-plated. But I just can't find it. So this is a cash card that looks like a 10,000, and I have some paper replicas as well later for Singapore, but we'll get to that. India. But yeah, Singapore 10,000 is or would be the highest current, or the highest ever, maybe. Face value, not in denomination, but in face value, because that is like what, this is like $70. That's like 700, and the 10,000 would be like 7,000, which would go way past the Swiss franc. But it is being phased out and it's not being printed anymore, so it's still legal tender. It's probably going to be legal tender forever, I imagine, because I don't think they can just phase something like that out. Although India tried that, but their currency isn't that. See, these 500 and 1,000, India one day just said, listen, tomorrow these aren't going to be worth anything, so good luck. And I imagine if you had a big stack of those, say it somewhere, you'd be pretty screwed. This has got writing on it, but I don't care. Turkey, Poland. Supposedly this 500 is very rare, like, not rare as in, like, it's not like you're not going to find it. It's just a normal note, but it's one that you're not just going to stumble across if you go to Poland. Even if you withdraw from a bank, you're probably not going to get a 500, you're probably going to get 200s. So apparently a lot of Polish people haven't even seen a 500. These Russian special events, so Sochi Olympics, Crimea, and World Cup. I started putting duplicates like this so I can keep track of what I've got more than one of, in case I want to sell some duplicates. But I don't think I have anything that's high value in duplicate. I had a Dutch Golden 100, but I sold that, and that's not high value, but it's something actually worth selling. Like this, for example, you get like what, 5p from it. It's not even worth 5 cents, but you know, that was a bundle. Someone might want them. This is somewhat rare because I'm pretty sure they started printing during the situation. so it's not too many of these 5,000s going about. Imagine they have more pressing issues. One of these is from an exchange. I used to hold this one in my wallet as a I don't know, because my wife found it in an exchange shop, but I ended up putting it in the album anyway. But this corner, I mean, this wasn't. Oh, this one I think is UNC, and this one never was. But I think the corner got messed up in the wallet. Yeah, but yes, this is Hungary. Apparently, these look really good on the UV light, but I don't have a UV light. Serbian dinner. So obviously, because I live here, I can do the most with these. This is all of these are as close as it's gonna get to UNC. I don't think. Well, what even is UNC? I mean, if I withdraw it from a bank, then it's UNC, right? Do. I think I've got a big string in a row. I don't know if I've already passed it. $20s now. Also got different signatures. So see, that's the 2006 signature, and that's the 2012 onwards. There's a 2011 one as well. There's a 2002 maybe. I know the 5,000 from 2002 is like the ultimate one. I don't have that. I have a 5,000 from 2003. You probably should have fronts of these as well. Tesla. Now we get to the 1000s. These are saved for their serial numbers usually. So that's okay. That's saved for the signature. That one's got a serial number 3553, whatever it was. 131, 132, 133, 134. That one's a signature, old one. That's a 2011 signature, actually. Yeah, I don't have a 2006 signature, if I'm not mistaken. If only the camera was actually good, I could actually see. Disappointing for a €2,000 phone, but whatever. See, that's a nice signature. Not signature, serial number. These are the ones that I'll get when withdrawing from a bank, so that's a nice one. So because I get a big stack of these, I can pick out some nicer serial numbers. Here's a big UNC, whatever it's called, big lift, whatever, I don't know what it's called, ascending numbers, I guess. This is interesting because I didn't know, but I think it's the back actually. What is this doing here? Could make use of this. We'll see later. The backs of these, I had no idea there even was a significantly different back for 2000. Why 2003 on the bottom? It's wrong. Whatever. That's why it wasn't. This one is different. Yeah, you can see that's a little different. It's all a little different. And this is different. All of this. The location of the signature. I wasn't even looking for this. I just was withdrawing a large amount of money and they gave me a lot of 5,000s. And when I saw this, I was like, whoa. I have to keep this. Unissued special, I don't know, tries, proba for Serbia. Hungary sextillion, very valuable, very sought after because it was unreleased and is the biggest denomination ever. Eggy milliard B pengo, that's a milliard billion. For those that use the English number system, where billion is 1,000 million, that's not how it works in Europe. Milliard is 1,000 million and billion is a million million, which makes more sense because then the prefix correlates to a multiple of 6 as the power of 10, blah 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 math. Basically that's a billion trillion in the English way of doing numbers, which would be 9, 12, 21 zeros, which is the largest denomination ever. This is 19 Polish zloty. That one has a unique denomination of 19. I think Poland recently came out with a new commemorative 20, but Poland have a lot of commemorative ones and I'm not really that interested in getting them. Birthday note, that is my birthday in the American stupid month day year system, 02/27/2002. Of course that doesn't actually make any sense because clearly it's day month year, that's supposed to make sense, but Americans. These are just the folder. I took the notes out of these. These are now the replicas of things I kind of want to get, but probably will never get. So Singapore 10,000, Singapore 1,000, Singapore 10,000. It's just not going to happen. The finances shall not allow this to ever occur. Brunei 10,000. I mean, unless I'm a millionaire, multi-millionaire someday, I cannot justify spending the amount of money you can buy a decent car for on one note, although they are very cool, the 10,000s. But after conversion fees, import fees, because you wouldn't want to get that without secured shipping, so you're gonna have to pay import fee 30%. Obviously the seller's gonna have to make a profit, you're gonna have to blah. No, this just, it'll literally be like burning money. Clydesdale, yeah, see, this is the one, the Clydesdale. I haven't found anyone selling it for a reasonable price. I'm not paying 5 times face value for a currently circulating note, absolutely not. And these are territories where I think, yeah, these are territories of Caribbean that I don't have. I mean, I do have because they're all just Eastern Caribbean dollar, but I wanted to get some replicas of notes which actually say the name, but it's not something I'm really seeking to get, otherwise I probably would have tried to get it by now. Okay, this is now alphabetical. Well, starting with the gold, of course, which is not alphabetical. So these are the gold backs. I got this very nice 25 gold back. I think I got this one because it was the nicest looking one. Like, I was looking at these, I'm thinking of getting like one from each of the states that do them, or get some different values, but these aren't really part of the same collection. These aren't really banknotes. They are, but they're not. But this one was the nicest looking. I wanted to get at least one that was not just a single one, tiny thing, and I ended up choosing this. That's the one I got. I got some gold coins and stuff, but for notes, this is enough. Antigua and Barbuda, these are suspicious to me, but these are like the first gold banknotes. They're like gold with silver, and it's not gold plated, it's actual gold, but it's like not actual. I don't know how these work, and it's weird because they sell on like eBay for less than the actual metal value, which doesn't make any sense. They are like official from the government or something like that, but the story behind these is weird and I don't understand it. Abkhazia, Afghanistan. I don't know if I had this many Afghanistans last time I recorded one of these. Albania. For the way I did these sheets is I did these double-sided ones, but I wanted to put the more valuable ones. So for example, in this case, the 10,000 Albania is kind of more valuable. So I put it on its single side, but then this ended up being wasted if it was on a black one. So this is also a double-sided one. See, this is also single side because it would be wasted if it was. I don't know. I had a system, and I know how it works. And this is the high value one here, Andorra. That's pretty expensive, so it gets a double-sided, even though it's nothing that interesting on the back. These are sort of fantasy notes, kind of. Like, they don't actually have shops in Antarctica which you use this on, but I think it's like, I don't know, it's like official from some kind of, it's like a tourist, or not tourist, I don't think they have many tourists in Antarctica. It's something though. It's not like just someone made it up. Like it has some meaning why it's that note, and you can't just get a piece of paper and print Antarctica one like that. As it's sort of officially unofficial. Armenia, the 50,000 with the religious symbolism. Austria 40 and 80. I got these because the 40 and 80 denomination, but I'm pretty sure I've covered both 40 and 80 since then. More Austria. Azerbaijan. Full set, although I don't think this is a matching full set, because if I'm not mistaken, this 50 is. Oh yeah, this is double-sided. Okay, this 50 is the new, and these are the old. The ones which don't have like the pattern on the side, just the one. And this 500, which is very nice. I think I got this for quite cheap. I think I got it for barely over 500, which is weird because you'd think that this commemorative would sell for a lot more. Other people would try and get a lot more for it anyway. But yeah. I know when I first I wanted this soul set for a long time. Like even when I didn't even have every country yet, and full sets of countries like Azerbaijan was because Azerbaijan isn't something a country that means anything to me, so I couldn't justify getting a full set, but I wanted it always because I don't know, it reminds me of the euro. I like the design. Bahamas. Bhutan. Don't have the 10 from Bhutan, but whatever. Bhutan is one of the high denomination or high exchange rate, along with Kuwait, which is the strongest. It's Bhutan, Oman. There's a few of them that are stronger than the dollar, the pound, the euro, the Swiss franc, the ones you typically think of as the strongest. That doesn't make them more stable, it just means they have a stronger, like in theory, Serbia could say, you know what, we're knocking 2 zeros off our currency, and now we technically have the strongest. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Belarus. 80 commemorative, full set up to 500. Belize. There. That's Belize, Bermuda. That's the new Belize. It's like, for countries like Belize, I kind of like, I don't know, I'd like to have more than what I have rather than just one, but it adds up so fast. Like if I was to get, is that meant to be there? Yeah, that's part of the note. Okay. If I was to say, okay, I need to get a bigger set of Belize, and that's like what, 10 euros to buy, and then I get a bigger set of 100 different countries, because there's 196 countries or something like that, more or less, depending on what you count. It just adds up so quickly to a fortune if you want to get 4 sets of everything. Bhutan. Wait, but what did I call? Did I call this Bhutan? Am I stupid? Wait, what is this? I must be stupid right now. Bahrain. Did I call Bahrain Bhutan? I definitely did. Whoops. Whatever. Biafra, Bolivia, up to 100. I got this because of the blue bird on the back. That's why I got the set up to this. I think they have a 200 as well, but because of the way this is organized, you can't even see this. Blue bird. That blue bird was originally my motivation for even getting this, because I think I had this quite early, up to 100. Now you could say, like, why didn't I just turn it around? But I don't want to turn around notes just to see the better side. I don't know why. Wouldn't make sense to have just one note the wrong way around. And it doesn't go in a plastic sheet because Bolivia is... Could I? Because I got this now. But then that previous one would be a waste. Oh, decisions. 1 second. Alright, I talked myself into it. Even though now I kind of want to put this as a blank sheet because it doesn't make any sense to have this not double-sided. The issue is I don't have any more blank sheets, and I keep buying more and more and more, and it's never enough. Like, I have a ridiculous amount of notes at this point, I guess. But if I find later on a blank sheet that can be better appropriated for another use, I'm going to switch that for that. Anyway, Brazil. Sixpence. 2 shillings, 6 pence. British Armed Forces. Why these go here and the other British pounds go in the previous album, I don't know. British Caribbean Territory is Burma. These are the ones with the interesting denominations. I'm pretty sure I show this every time, but yeah, they got the 15, the 35, the 45, the 75, the 90. Then we move on to Bulgaria. Like those aren't like commemorative. Those are actually the values they had their notes. I think their dictator was a bit of a lunatic to think that those were reasonable numbers to use. Because, like, let's say you go to a shop, you buy something worth 185 Burman kyat, and the guy hands you 5 notes of 45. What's the change? Good luck figuring that out on the spot. I doubt they had machines doing that either. So, maybe they did. Couldn't have been that long ago. It's like 50 years ago. They probably had. Do they even have supermarkets in Burma? Who knows? I'm sure they do. Anyway. Burundi. Brunei. That is unfortunately a copy. I want one, but I'm not paying that much. They're coming out with a new set, so this one isn't a blank sheet, but that's fine because this is all going to move down and this way later on because they have a new set, and I'm going to get the 1, 5, 10. Wait. What am I going to do with this? Oh, whatever, it's a future problem. But 1, 5, 10, 20, 50. I think I'm going to get the 4 new set. I've always liked these. I don't know why, the Bruneis. It's not a major country. It's exactly identical to the Singapore currency in value. They're not even that good looking. They just stand out to me. I've always wanted. And I think I wanted to get the current 50 because I want a 50 from Brunei. But then I see that they're going to come out with a new set by next year anyway. So it feels like a waste to get it now. I might as well wait for the new set. But yeah, I'll get Brunei 50 at some point. Cambodia. Interesting denomination of 15,000. Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Cameroon. I have this old set for the Central Africans because it actually says the country name rather than just having a letter to signify the country, and I prefer that. Cape Verde. Nice colour scheme on this one. Cayman Islands. I'm surprised theirs only goes up 10. I know they have commemorative notes that I think they even have like up to 75 in a commemorative note. But they sell for stupid amounts of money compared to the face value. And maybe I'm wrong. It feels wrong every time I say it when I'm looking through these. But I think that 10 is the biggest actual. I think they have maybe a commemorative 20 or something, but they don't. But I guess they don't really deal with cash, they just deal with tax fraud. So that's why the Cayman Islands are like that. Central Africa. These ones, I'm pretty sure I had multiple different letter codes, which means different country, but I thought they were duplicates, and I think I sold or got rid of them. I think I sold them, which is always disappointing, and it makes me want to go through all these and get each of the letter codes, but I prefer these anyway, so. But yeah, the small amount of money I got for these, I'd rather have kept them. I don't even know what it was, what I had, but I'm pretty sure I had like A, C, F, and so on. But it's not like I don't have one from everything anyway, so it doesn't need to be this specific set. I think I was gonna get a bunch more of these, but then a new set came out, and this one doesn't even have country codes anymore. And now it's not even the newest set, it's not the oldest set, it's just, nah, don't need it. Because it adds up, like, you get, what, you spend, like, what, €5 on a one letter, and then there's 8 different letters, that's €40. That's enough for a decent amount of food. Chad, Chile. Do I think I have the full set of Chile now. Yep, up to 20,000. The full set. Colombia, full set. I think if you go on Wikipedia, there's a page with the most traded currencies, and it goes up to 36, and the last one on the list is Peru. Other than Peru, I think I have every denomination from all of the currencies on that list, except for some Singapore 10,000 and 1,000, obviously. And I think I also don't have UAE 500, but I have UAE 1,000, so. But yeah, the South American currencies, I've finished the sets. There's Congo, by the way. 2 of those for whatever reason. Costa Rica. This Costa Rica note looks lonely on its own. I should get more Costa Ricas. I should. Kind of feels like the Belize one. It's, yeah. I mean, yeah, I should get more Costa Rica. Cuba, Curacao, however you say it. Curacao, New Curacao, Cyprus, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, Djibouti commemorative, Djibouti non-commemorative, Dominica, Peso Oro, Dominica, is it Dominica or Dominicana, East Caribbean. So one thing I like about the East Caribbean note is that it has all of the East Caribbean countries' names on them, which makes me less want to get, because it feels like I've already crossed off all these countries rather than getting something from all of these. Although I think I got a coin recently from every single one of these territories. There's supposedly country coded with a letter, but I can't find the consistent, like, I feel like it's wrong. Like, all the resources, when I'm trying to find all the different country codes, something never adds up. I'm probably not understanding it properly, because I don't know because it's like supposed to be C is from, like, I don't know, Dominica or whatever, but it doesn't seem to work that way from what I can see. But it would be quite expensive to find one of each of the country codes, so thankfully it has all the names on the back, so it's technically from all of those countries. Unlike the Euros, I don't think I'm ever gonna get all of them. And same, like, unlike the Africans, the East Caribbean, I think I'm happy to just have the East Caribbean. And I did get coins from all of the different ones, because most of them never even had notes of their own, so. Estonia feels lonely as well. Estonia, Costa Rica, Belize. Those are the ones that I've. This is the first one that breaks the rule of new page for each letter, because it just fits better if I do this. It just fits, and like, just a wasted space anyway. Yeah, it just fits better like this. So I broke the rules and moved F1 back. Faroe Islands. I always like these Faroe Island notes. Fiji. 88. Interesting denomination. Finland. France. Obsoleted currency of France. French Pacific territories. Guyana, Guadeloupe, and Martinique. Réunion. Oh, that's this one done. That album used to go up to M, but it started getting too thick to close. Gambia, I haven't got new sheets yet, and when I get new sheets, I'm gonna sort this out, but this is a full Gambia set. Gabon, Georgia, more Georgia, more Georgia. Fantasy note, don't know why I have that. I think it's because I had a gap here and I just got it because there was a gap here and I wanted to put something there. So I was just like, yeah, I'll get a random thing from Georgia, even if it's a fantasy note, whatever. Georgian Larry, Germany. Don't know if I had all this German stuff last time I recorded. I've pretty much done very well with Germany. This is the East Germany. This is the West. No, this is still East Germany. These supposedly never actually got released publicly, but they were leaked or something. East Germany West Germany before they combined, and then Germany. I think this was towards the end of West Germany / when they combined. Yeah, I put these here because this had to go, and it's in a plastic 2-sided one, and it's unfortunate the way the numbers worked out, but it's just a weird gap here now, but that's fine. I think I've got everything from this up to 200 except 500. Oh no, I've got everything up to 200, and then I'm missing 500, and I got 1000, but that's fine. This I've only got up to 20. Ghana. Greenland. Real. Greenland Fantasy. Greenland Stamp Replica. I think I first had this, and then I got this, and then I finally got this, and I'm not going to throw these away now that I've got an actual Greenland, so that's why I've got some stuff because I wanted to have something from Greenland. Now I do, but I'm not going to throw away these other ones that aren't really necessary anymore, so they just stay in the album. Greek drachma. Recently I got a lot more Greek drachma. I used to have like 1 or 2 only. Granada, that's a replica. Don't know why this is still in the album. I don't want to throw it away. I technically don't have anything from Granada that's an actual note, not a coin, and that's not a East Caribbean combination, so Granada stays. But that's a replica. It's a fake. As I said, I'm going to point out everything that's not... if I've not pointed out that it's not real, then it is real. To Equatorial Guinea. Haiti. Honduras. Hut Island. No idea what that is, honestly. I know it's something to do with Australia. Honduras. I think I keep wanting to get more Haiti and Honduras because it feels empty. And then it's like... confuses me what's even going on with those countries' banknotes. Hungary. Big inflation. We don't need to go through every number. The sextillion is in the other album, as I showed earlier. This is the last one that actually got released. I think even this one, which is it's the biggest denomination ever released, and I think it goes for something. I think it has some collector value, not quite as much as the sextillion, but. And then this is Ado Pengo Tax Pengo whatever. Some people try and call this Sadsmilio Ado Pengo like it's like it's 100 sextillion or 1 septillion, but that's kind of cheating because Addo doesn't mean, like, even though it's confusing, but even it's not like Addo Pengo means like it's not like a redenomination of the previous Pengo, it's just a separate Pengo. So this kind of cheating to say that this, and these aren't the same and they're in like duplicates because I don't have more sheets right now. I'm gonna get them later, but for now those just stay together. Those are duplicate. Iceland, I have the 2000 Iceland, which is very rare and costs more than 10,000 Iceland to get, which is bullshit. India, why is this one here and not in the other album? Don't know. Indochina, Indonesia. Iraq, no, Iran first, my mistake. I wonder if they would be insulted by confusing that. 2 million they made. I think it's released, but you can't really get it yet if you're not in Iran. Something like that. I think the 5 million's out, but I haven't seen anywhere to get it. And I asked some people from Iran, but they haven't seen it either. But I will get the 5 million at some point. Kind of hard to do so when there is political sanctions and stuff making it so that Iranian stuff can't really get sold. But whatever. Iraq, Ireland, Isle of Man, Israel, Italy, nice 500,000, Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire. I did alphabetical in the English language, so that's why I've put it in the I, even though I think they call them. Do they even call themselves Côte d'Ivoire? Is their first language French? I don't know. Japanese old, Japanese golden, Japanese shilling, Japanese rupee, Japanese centavo. I think that's all the different Japanese peso as well. I think that's all the different Japanese because they, you know, in the World War they took over a bunch of territories that use different currencies and sort of made their own, but they kept the old currency name. So that's like a Japanese shilling. I think that's all the ones they had. There might be something I'm missing. What could there be missing? Japanese cent. Japanese cent, like Japanese dollar kind of thing. That's something that I could be missing. Makes sense that they have a Japanese dollar, right? Anyway, Jordan. That's another one of those big, strong currencies, or at least high face value, high conversion fee, exchange, whatever. Kazakhstan. For Europe and every kind of, is it Europe, is it not Europe country? So Azerbaijan, Armenia, I've got every denomination of every current note. So for the entirety of Europe and the, is it Europe, is it not countries like Kazakhstan, I think. I got Iceland, I did Armenia, did Belarus, I think I've done all of them. I don't think there's any European country that I don't have everything from. Everything current. I mean, I don't have everything ever. Like, that would be quite ridiculous ask. I think that's South Korea, but I've just put it under K because it fits. Laos. Latvia. Lebanon. Lesotho. Liberia, Libya. More Libya, Liechtenstein. Why did I start a new page here? Oh, I know why. Because this is a blank sheet so that it doesn't have an empty wasted space of black empty here. And then because there's 3, I might as well put 3 in the double-sided than just 2 on the double-sided, so that's why there's a space here. But, you know, I could get some random L just to fill up the gap. Don't know what I'd get, but yeah, maybe something else from Lithuania. Lithuania Lat. Yeah, Lithuanian Litu, whatever. That could be it. I could put this there and then Lithuanian Litu 20 there. That would work. Luxembourg, Macau, Madagascar, Malawi, Malaysia. So what's the list of things I think I want to get? Costa Rica, that Lithuanian 20 maybe. This is Maldives, Malaya and Borneo, Maldives. What are the things that I say I want? I don't know. Malta, Mauritania. Oh yeah, Barbados 10 out. I got a bit. I'm waiting for Barbados. I forgot to mention that when I went through Barbados. That's something I'm waiting to get. Mauritius, Mexico. Whoops. Moldova, Monaco, Mongolia. More Mongolia. Morocco. Mozambique. Myanmar, which I know is the same country as Burma, but I think this is a more recent Myanmar from when they actually called Myanmar, and those that are from and B are when they were called Burma. And that's how I've organized it, and that's how it's staying. Nagorno-Karabakh, very religious. Namibia. Nepal. Is that a full set from Nepal? Maybe. I don't know if they go higher than 100. Netherlands, Antilles. Dutch Golden, very famous and good notes. The design, this was back when notes were kind of boring, and this designer kind of revolutionized them. You can hold them up to the light, and I think this one has a bunny rabbit, and that one has a bunny rabbit. That one, I don't know. But yeah, there's an interesting YouTube video about Dutch notes. More Dutch Golden, Noumea, New Caledonia, which I think is the same thing. Just one is the city name and one is the country territory name. I don't think it's officially a country. Nicaragua, Nigeria, North Korea. I got some new North Korea. I don't know if they actually use these or if it's like touristy ones that they give out. Don't know. I think these are the ones they actually use though. North Korea obviously being a very unique situation. Okay, Oman. I'm gonna speed it up slightly. Panama. I don't have a real Panama. Real Panamas cost like 5,000 euros, which I am not paying. I've got these kind of like like bear tax stamps. These are that's a paper replica, that's a silver plated replica. I'm not paying it. I'm not paying 5,000 or 3,000 or 10,000 or whatever it costs to get any Panama notes. They stupidly rare because they only printed them for a few months, and then they burnt all of them because of some revolution, and then they started using the US dollar. They use Panama Balboa technically, but they don't have real paper notes for them. They just have a one-to-one exchange with the US dollar. So they have coins. I have a bunch of Panama coins to make up for the fact that I don't have a note because they are expensive. Palestine. Pacific territories, something. Don't speak French, I forgot. Pacific Ocean territory, something like that. Papua New Guinea, Paraguay need to come up with some new notes. I always look at this and I always think this is outdated. But no, they don't really have much new going on. Peru. I do not have the full Peru set. I don't have the 200. Maybe one day. Philippines. I have a 200 now. I think before I didn't. I think that's part of an old set. I think they still use it, but this is like the new set, and that's the old set, and the new set doesn't have a 200. So Poland, Portugal. Wait, you are in the wrong order. Better. Portugal. If only my Cyrillic was better. Pridnestrowie. That's what that says. That's a new Transnistria, I think it's in the English language. Rhodesia, Romania. I need to get better Romanian notes because I think, which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, this condition is leave something to be desired. These are ones I got early on when I was like, just take anything. And these are ones I got later when I was spending more on it, which you can tell by the much cleaner. And I mean, these denominations are like much bigger, obviously, also. Russia, Soviet era Russia, or Soviet Union, whatever you want to call them. I've put these intentionally right between R and S because it's like Russia, Soviet Union. Oh no, I've left it as Russia, kind of. Even though I don't know how accurate that is. I'm not moving all of this into like, no, it stays here. Rwanda. That's real. That's a copy of Saint... What the hell does it say? Saint Kitts. I can't see it. Saint Kitts, right? Okay, must be Saint Kitts. And that's a copy also of Saint Lucia. That's Rio, that's San Marino, that's San Marino 0. These I got these zeros first for a bunch of the European countries that I didn't have anything from, and then I got these later. Samoa, that was St. Pierre and Miquelon. Sao Tome, Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, Saudi Arabia I don't technically have a full set. I go up to 50 and then 500. So I'm guessing they have 100 and a 200. Saborga, Senegal. Also Senegal. Seychelles new. This one I have because someone wanted me to buy one for them, so I did. And then because it was something that I had for like, but I bought it for that guy, so I didn't keep it. But then I was like, I kind of want to have one for myself now, just because I've already had one. Sierra Leone. I could never be like a trader for these because I wouldn't be able to sell anything. Slovakia, very nice set. Very sought after one too. Solomon Islands. This I had 2 different signatures, and I was selling a bunch of dupes, and someone wanted this one along with a bunch of other ones. And only later did I realize, and these also, this if you put one on top of each other, it fits. But only later did I realize that I technically had 2 different signatures, and then it was. Are these the same guy? No, these aren't the same guy. Good. Because I had to make a decision which one to get rid of. I kept this one. Solomon Island. I don't need to collect Solomon Island signatures. It's fine. Somalia, Somaliland, South Africa, Spain. Filled out more Spain. I think before I didn't have this much Spain. Sri Lanka, South Ossetia, South Sudan, normal Sudan. That's probably, that would, if someone from South Sudan is watching, I apologize, that probably pissed them off. Suriname, Swaziland, Sweden. No one's from South Sudan is watching. They don't have YouTube. Syria. To be fair, no one's watching anyway. I get like 5 views. Taiwan. No, wait. Syria. Then Taiwan. Tajikistan. They got the flag there. This is still Tajikistan, Tanzania. I've got a full set of those, not yet, but I'm gonna have a full set of those, so that will all have to go here like Gambia did until later. Thailand. I only later learned that I have a commemorative Thailand set, and I don't have the full current Thailand set as well as the new set they're coming out with. So I've ordered both, and both shall be shoved in this slot until further notice, but for now I don't have them. Probably, I don't know when it's going to arrive, but that's fine. Thailand. What is this? Togo? I think that's Togo. Tonga. Denomination 4. Tonga. Trinidad and Tobago. Tunisia. Turkey. Turkmenistan. New Turkmenistan. Should I get more New Turkmenistan? Maybe. Could add that to the list. What was it? Costa Rica, Turkmenistan, Belize. There was something else. I forget. Estonia. Uganda. Ukraine. United Arab Emirates. 100, 200, 500 I don't have. 1,000. That's in the someday list. These are terrible condition, but this is a 1/3, which is a unique denomination, and this is a 8 pence, which is also a 1/9 of a dollar from the old days. This is technically the only thing I have with the denomination is an 8, other than the Fiji 88, which doesn't count, so that's why I have that. Uruguay. For some people, this will probably be very cool notes because they're old American. But for me, I don't have that sentimental value about them. I just wanted a note that says 8. Uruguay, Uzbekistan, Vatican. Should probably switch the order around of those, but whatever. Vanuatu, Venezuela, inflation, 1 million, redenomination. These are new Venezuelan that I have now. I need to fit. I have one in my desk that I never could be bothered to fit into the album. This is a perfect opportunity to do that. 1 second. Alright, there we go. That's the issue with getting free shit. I then have to actually put it in the album. I mean, there's a lot of these. Vietnam. Wales. More Wales. That's something new. I didn't have Wales before. I mean, technically Wales. These aren't real. This is cancelled. And this is a fantasy, but technically I have Scotland, I have Northern Ireland, I have England. I mean, England and Wales share theirs, but these are West Africa letters each for each country. I think a few of these, such as Benin, don't have any note ever that had the name Benin written on it. So this is the closest you can get, whichever letter is Benin. I'm guessing it's B. But I think there's a few more. But I do have coins for each of these countries, and even those I'm pretty sure are commemorative / fantasy. But yeah, there's no banknote ever, as far as I know, which has some, like such as Benin, actually written as the name of the territory on the note, or the country, or the whatever. West Africa, Yemen, Zambia, Zaire, Zimbabwe. Oh, yep, this is where I ran out of these new high quality plastic sheets. Somehow I still need more. One of these I was missing actually. I think it's the 500 or the 100 or something here I was missing, or the 1000 maybe. Some of them might look like it's missing, but it's just because they started jumping very fast. So like they went straight from 20 billion to 50 billion to 10 trillion. Like there's 100 billion, 1 trillion, so on. They don't even exist. They just skipped ahead and finally gave up here. Redenominated a few times, gave up a few times. I don't have every, but I think they've had like 4 different or even 5 different. I think they're on the ZIG now. Yes, the ZIG, which is gold. I wonder what happens if I scan that QR code. These are now replicas. Why do I have these? Because they show what a nice condition one of these looks like. And these, which I am never, ever, ever going to get. And that's fine. These are also replicas. I think I got these ages ago and I don't really want to throw them away. Don't know why I have these, considering I have the real ones of these, literally. You know what? These are getting taken out because I have literally every single one of these for real now. I usually get these as placeholders for stuff that I either want to get in the future but haven't got yet, or stuff that I'm never going to get. Well, sometimes I surprise myself. Sometimes I think I'm never going to get something and then I end up getting it. Hell's Banknote. They have some tradition where they burn those Hell Banknotes and it's supposed to go to people in the afterlife. Probably not a good thing to assume your people are going to hell though. It's probably not a good mindset to have. Montenegro, Serbia. Yugoslav, Czechs. There's a 150 in there somewhere. Oh, okay, let's just get this done. Come on. Macedonia. We do not talk about this one. This one doesn't exist. Slovenia. Everyone wants this one for some reason. People keep trying to buy it. Croatia. What is going on here? That's right. Yeah, this is a plastic sheet. That's why this is here. That's the real 1000, and this is some printed copies from before. What did I mean? These are printed copies that I got before I got the actual 500 and 1000. It's actually not copies. They were real production tests. So that's a real one. Now, finally got this. Forgot I have that, honestly. Proud of that one. Bosnia War Money. I have showed this a million times, and while the stories around the Bosnian War Money are probably interesting, I am just going to... They really have a lot of different variations. I don't have even close to everything they ever had. They really had a lot of situations going on over there. Bosnian current money up to 200, all from exchange shop. Serbia, older currency. Yugoslavia still technically. Oh, this is the Serbian dinar as Yugoslavia. There's a 2002, I think, 5000 that says Yugoslavia, which I don't have, and I shall not be getting probably. I think I've finally actually got everything for this set though. All these sets. I used to have a few gaps, such as I think either this one or this one, but I now don't. This is each time the numbered zeros get dropped down. I learned how it worked now. I forget now exactly, but they knocked some zeros off. It got crazy enough to the point where they knocked zeros off mid-year, which is why it can get confusing, because the year will say 1993, but depending on whether it was January or October, they either before or after they knocked some zeros off. They even called it like the Octobars Dinar, which means they literally mid-year. So I'm sure that got very confusing. Honestly, if they didn't knock off zero, let's count them. Did they have the highest inflation ever? If we don't count knocked off zeros. So I don't know how many they knocked. But let's presume this note was the same as this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 knocked zeros. I'm going to presume the same design means the same. Note. Okay, 5000. Where's gold Tesla? This isn't. Is there a way to tell? That's a shame. I don't think we can find exactly how many zeros they knocked off. Shall we make an assumption? Let's assume they knocked off. Let's assume they knocked off all of them, and then we'll see what we end up with. 3, 6, 9, 10. So that's 14 knocked zeros. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11. 25 potentially. That would make it the highest by far, because then you get the dis as well. 25, 3, 6, 9, 34 knocked zeros. That would make it the highest denomination ever, technically, in some way. Although we probably overestimated, but I don't think we overestimated by 9 zeros. So yeah, that's the Yugoslav album. That's everything.